Well, a soggy morning to each and everyone. It's time for Island Tea.
Why, it's got to be a soggy morning. Good morning.
Yes, and on the not so soggy tip, though, if
Oh boy.
I went to visit someone last night, and they didn't realize that they were saying that they hadn't been able to hear WINNMedia for a while, right?
Yeah.
So, folks, I told them that we're on channel 40 from 8 to 10. So, for those of you who still don't know, WINNMedia's Island Tea is live on channel 40 on the cable, on TV Caribbean. So you can turn on the TV if you happen to be home. And we're still hoping to get the situation at this level transmission site sorted out. So as soon as that happens, you'll be able to catch us on the radio, especially if you live in the Bastille Valley area, the area covered by the Otley's level transmission site. What's up?
I am all right. But you only told them about the TV. They can also watch us on
yeah, of course,
Thread,
of course, yeah.
Facebook, and YouTube.
And WINNMediaScan.com.
Of course.
WINNMedia's website. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I just found the stuff that I was looking for yesterday. So here it goes. Laziness kills ambition. Anger kills wisdom. Fear kills dreams. Ego kills growth. Jealousy kills peace. Doubt kills confidence. Now I'm going to read it from right to left. So ambition kills laziness. Wisdom kills anger. Dreams kill fear. Growth kills ego. Peace kills jealousy. And confidence kills doubt.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so you decide which side you want to read it from. I'm going to read it from the left to right because I want all the good stuff. I'm not going to bother with all the bad stuff that kills all the good stuff. So good morning to the regional and international diaspora and to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. As Jams to say, it's a soggy Thursday. Oh, Jams say has a nice ring to it.
What?
But we're grateful. Yeah, we're grateful for the rain because it eases the heat for a bit. Although after it quells, the heat just plays boss and shines through or gets through.
All right. When I want to insult British people, I call them soggy islanders. I could make it worse. I could make it worse if I want.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Why the outrage industrial complex is they're having
oh boy.
a stroke now probably.
Oh boy.
Every little thing is a problem.
You are gonna get in trouble. You are gonna get in trouble today. So what's on your mind?
The Jamaica men's team, relay team, did not make it to the finals.
Oh, is this because they don't have the stars or whatever? Because I'm looking.
The baton passing
was terrible.
Terrible.
Oh boy.
They let the Chinese beat. Of all people, they let the Chinese beat them. The Chinese came first. All those people, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, I saw with the mixed relay. I don't know if it was a heat or what because I have not been following the Olympics. That the Jamaican team had come sixth. I think Netherlands had come first.
This is like.
And it shows that it takes certain
year.
people to pull a team. Because same thing with the Newtown football team last night. Oh my God!
No,
listen.
Yeah. There's something I have been turning over in my mind for years, and I heard an analyst, a Trinidad analyst. I think he is a former. Sportsmax has the Olympics rights for the Caribbean. And he's a former sports minister in Trinidad, and they haven't had time to discuss it yet. The host promised that they were going to discuss it, but he kept trying to bring up this point over the last few days, like over the weekend. He was saying, "How is it England? How is it the UK? Right now, think about it. In cricket, the West Indies is made up of basically all the islands of the Caribbean and Guyana, right? Okay." That's fine. In the Commonwealth, for some strange reason, for some interesting reason, because they're all separate countries. The United Kingdom is made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, right? Okay, and they all get to compete separately in the Commonwealth. Now, the Commonwealth is basically their Stockholm syndrome. Afflicted former people us and so on. But my point is, so his point, and it is something I've been thinking about for a long time. And I was like, I thought I was the only person who was thinking that. He said, why in the Olympics why do they get to compete as the United Kingdom, like, Great Britain and Northern Ireland? And he's saying, it's unfair that the Caribbean, just like with the West Indies cricket, the Caribbean can't compete. We can't pool all of our, let's say, athlete resources. And we could have an Eastern Caribbean or Caribbean team. I don't like the term West Indies because I'm not an Indian. Right? But my point is, now think of let's say a male relay team that had a female, sorry. Well, even male. Let's think of a 4x4 team that had Kirani James, Jerry from Grenada, who was fifth, and that was the fastest 400-meter final ever.
He didn't get in the medal.
No, for the first time, and
boy, yeah.
5 people ran under 44 seconds, and imagine
himself included.
Yes, imagine 5 people running under 44 seconds for 400, and 2 of them didn't get any medals.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was saying, imagine a 4x4 team that had, say, Stephen Gardner from the Bahamas, Kirani James from Grenada, Jerry Richards from Trinidad, and I imagine Jamaica would want to be on their own. So I'm sure we can find a 4th.
So all the Blakes and everybody is retired from Jamaica?
Yeah, Johan Blake and what's his name? Yeah. So
Asafa, Usain, so all the greats are theirs now for the young ones to come and make a name for themselves.
So I'm wondering why that. It's interesting to hear this former sports minister from Trinidad saying the same thing I have been thinking for years. I don't think it's fair that.
I guess because everybody wants to represent themselves. Everybody wants to go. Look, St. Lucia.
No, but I actually think they would go for it if it was allowed.
But then how are we going to share the medals? Does everybody
just like
get a medal?
Great Britain is 4 countries, so we could come up with a name. It could be OECS. It could be OECS and Barbados. I mean, it's OECS, but including Barbados, for example, because they're the most easterly of the OECS, sort of. They're not part of the. They're part of the Eastern Caribbean, but they're not part of the OECS. But
maybe it could work, but then
the name isn't.
Everybody want their own glory.
Yeah,
if you look at it that way, everybody wants to say, "My country did that. My country did this." That's why we're not unified, even though we're OECS and CARICOM, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Because everybody still want to reign supreme or be supreme above the other, but yet they want to be part of something that says free movement.
How's it Great Britain can do that, but we can't do that? Wales and England and Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Their mentality is different to ours. Yeah, we still need to prove that our country is better than the other countries.
Because, take for example, here's another point to bolster my treatise. We're never going to be able to feel rowing and shooting and help me, badminton and all these other things, dressage and all these sports that are really ridiculous.
What's that last one? Because
dressage. It's an equestrian sport where they have got horses dancing and so on.
Oh no, never heard of that. I learned something new today.
Yeah,
and curling.
Although
I don't understand
all that crap. Yeah.
Listen, those people are precise and they take pride in their curling.
White people come up, they're endlessly creative when it comes to ways to give themselves medals. You know how many medals they give out for swimming? Yet, the sports where we can actually do something, they're basically at a standstill. Swimming and gymnastics, I'm like, wait, there's more. They had swimming for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And gymnastics, I'm like, that's a lot of medals,
But then they have the competitors for the sport. We don't have any one that can dive, as you rightfully said. We don't have anybody that rows. We don't have anybody that fences.
Exactly.
We have archery. I think St. Vincent does.
I think 1 or 2 people.
And Barbados. We don't have, as you said, we don't have sharpshooting. And we don't have gymnastics. And
it's interesting how all these sports are so expensive. To just the equipment alone is like a fortune. And then the training. And even the training out there is expensive. And sometimes you have to Like in the U.S., I know. Like Simone had to move to another state at one point when she started gymnastics, and that's the case with a lot of people. Like a lot of the long distance runners, they move to states where it's sunny all year round. Like they'll go to Arizona, or some of them even.
There's hot too.
Yeah, Arizona, Utah,
on Arizona Road.
Yeah, Florida. A lot of people train in Florida because for swimming and track and field and so you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just thought that's something that's always bugged me because.
Now we're never gonna be together. Sad to say, everybody wants the glory, and that's it. Oh, caller, good morning. You're live on Island T. Jams have me here guessing. How are you doing?
Good morning, Kortensia. Good morning, Jams.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm giving thanks for life. And yourself?
We're doing all right, thanks.
Yeah. Something caught my attention. They're talking about the Olympics, 2024 Olympics in France. And when it comes to the different genre of sporting activities like gymnastics, Jamster, I don't know if you was following it close enough to realize that for the first time there was three black persons on the podium in terms of the gymnastics.
Yes, boy, yeah, that was
Brazilian.
Yes,
yeah, I was surprised with the Brazilian.
That was a huge for real. And it's happening more and more because even with its field events, Jamaica won their a young guy from his name is Roger Stoner. He won the gold medal, first gold medal in the discus for Jamaica, and he also got the Olympic record.
In a certain sporting genre where we're not so accustomed of favorite into,
we're winning.
We are making inroads in those areas.
Yes, and you know, I've always said, you know, if all things being equal, if we got the opportunity, we would excel at anything we touch.
To the sporting facilities, the proper training and the sporting facilities. Because look at the St. Lucian sister, and look at the one from Grenada with I think was the high jump, Dominica.
No, Dominica, yeah.
Yeah, you understand?
Yeah, Mr.
So it only went down to dress like back in the day. You would have seen Bahamas would have dominated it, and then Jamaica had taken over, and now you're seeing like Karani James, and they are making inroads to our small islands and giving inspiration to us.
Yeah,
ourselves.
It was.
Where I think it's is badly missing in action, but Kim Collins is there. Utilize what Kim Collins still have to offer, you know, towards our young youth.
You better don't get
that.
You better.
Because we didn't have a lot of runners this year. We didn't have a lot of runners this year at all.
You better don't get me started on.
We did not make it to certain qualifying areas.
Yeah.
All I'll say is Kim Collins wanted to set up a training academy, and he couldn't get it off the ground. I really don't want to get into it because I'm going to get in trouble. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, but come on, man. We gained our independence in 1983. We are 40 years old as a nation. Should we always be to the lower end of the threshold, so to speak, in everything we accept ourselves to do? You know, come on. You know, I mean, it is latent. I allowed to see St. Lucia and St. Dominica in Grenada got a silver or a bronze. But, you know, come on. You know, we are just as equal as
we need to put in the work in order to reap the benefits. So as you said, let's utilize Mr. Collins, his wife also. She has a background in athletics, and let us train the young people. And we can't just train 3 months. We have to be training for years.
All those other nations that have asserted themselves, they have a long-term goal.
Exactly.
You know, they just didn't say, well, boy, you're going to go there today and be successful today.
Look at the girl from St. Vincent.
They have a goal plan.
Look at the young lady from St. Vincent. She came forth
Yes,
this time.
yes.
But I bet you she's going to go home.
She's going to medal next year.
Next
the
4
World
years.
No,
or
World
Track.
Championship.
Okay.
World Championships is
World
every year now.
Championships. Okay.
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
It's
she's
every 2
gonna
years,
she's gonna do better. And the fact that
I
she
felt so good when I saw her. She was fourth.
and she said she came from homelessness to the Olympics. So anything is possible, and with hard work and dedication, we can get far. So we just need to put in the work over here.
Kortensia and Johnson. Not only that, even the British and the French representatives, they are people even from probably from some of the colonies, the French colonies and the British colonies that went and took up residence in England or France.
Exactly.
And they're representing them.
Yeah.
Big, enormous monies are being paid because, no doubt, the talents are being sought after.
I don't know if you noticed something. I know if you noticed something else. You noticed that a lot of those German countries, a lot of those European countries, that generally, basically used to be all white. You're seeing, pretty much the whole German 4x1 team was black. I was shocked.
Yes, because Jamsek went all the way back to in Berlin,
France,
when Adolf Hitler and Jesse Owens and
it's
like these guys coming in our space and dominating the sport that we
they know they can't they really can't make any inroads without African genes in the mix, right?
Jamsa, don't go there.
Don't go there. I can't speak the truth.
You're going down a road that will,
I know some people get trust me, I know a lot of people get offended at the truth, but the truth must be told. They can get offended all they want.
Some of them have that, entertain that type of thought, Look at those guys trying to run away from us. Look at those guys. Man. Oh, yes, it's hilarious, but thanks for listening.
Imagine pole
Thanks for your
vault.
contribution too.
Imagine German. There's a German pole. I saw there's a guy who got the bronze in pole vault. He's from Greece, but he's black. I was shocked. Yeah. I was really surprised. The decathlon. Well, the decathlon was. I remember there used to be this guy from England called Daley Thompson. That used to be a Jamaican.
I think I heard that name already. But because I don't watch it that much.
Yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of sports that you generally wouldn't see black people doing, and representing countries that you wouldn't think there'd be black people.
Because wasn't it the U.S. that got a medal in fencing, and it's a mixed girl that was under the hood?
I think she's medaled more than once.
Okay. I thought that was their first one. No?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting to see that.
Yeah, well, as we said, we can start the work now. We can get the runners going, because I know we had at least 3 or 4 athletes. We only had 3 this year.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, we did our best, and there's room for improvement. And we have 4 years to go, so we need to start now. We can't start training in 3 months for anything. We have to train for years. Because I sure Miss St. Lucia's been training for years. She got some killer abs. I sure Miss Dominica's been practicing too.
Yeah.
So, everybody's been working. And let me tell you, St. Lucia's just been winning this year, because with Miss JC's, St. Lucia won that after 39 years. For 39 years, they had a long drought.
Are you serious?
Yep. No Miss JC's.
St. Lucia won this year?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then look, St. Lucia takes home a gold and silver. So St. Lucia is just winning. So congratulations to fellow OECS country of St. Lucia and Dominica for doing very well. And also Grenada. There's a young man from Grenada that got the bronze medal in the decathlon.
Lyndon Victor, actually.
Yeah, so
forgot
the OECS is on the podium. So we should be proud for our brothers and sisters, and our turn will be coming soon once we put in the work and dedication that they would have put in.
And also the javelin, we have Kishan Walcott from Trinidad, the finalist.
You just mentioned today. Somebody.
And Anderson Peters, also from Grenada. So Grenada end up with 3 medals.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, not 3. Oh boy, see, I'm actually counting.
You're counting Kirani.
I'm so accustomed to Kirani.
I feel.
I'm so accustomed to Kirani meddling. I
Yeah.
was thinking that he meddled.
Okay. Maybe he needs to do some work. Maybe he's been lacking.
Oh no! Trust me, this is the best.
No?
This is the best shape he's been in years.
For really?
Yes.
Really? And then didn't medal?
medal.
Oh boy, he
Imagine
must
that.
feel a type of way. But
I'm telling
Kirani,
you,
just keep working. Just keep working. Yeah, he
Kirani
must
was
feel
in
a type
tip-top
of way.
shape, and
Yeah.
to know he got beaten by 4. Well, not 4. Is it 4?
3.
3.
Yeah, because you said he
Because
came.
Jeremy came 5th here.
Yeah.
Um,
But the Caribbean did well. We represented,
So
and our
far,
name
yeah.
was called Plenty this year.
Alan T, go right ahead.
Yes, morning, guys.
Oh, hey, what's
Morning,
up?
Mr. McMahon.
Yeah. This whole identity politics can get very confusing. Huh? We tend to want to eat our cake and still have it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make excuses for not coming together by saying, why should we give up 10 votes in the UN for one,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you, well, I'm not sure how the Olympic Association view what country you represent. Do they just look at your passport? They can't look at your passport because some people have several passports.
Well, I know.
Do you know how to do it?
There's here's another one again. A Nigerian American who had represented Nigeria. She was born in the U.S., but she had represented Nigeria for the Is it the discus? Oh, the shot put. I can't remember, but no, the discus. And she decided to stop performing for Nigeria because of the incompetence of the Athletic Association and the Olympic Association there. And she won. I think she won silver yesterday or the day before. But they're pretty lenient. I think you have to wait 2 years though. Like for example, if let's say I was to change the country I was representing now, I wouldn't be able to say do World Championships next year. I'd have to do it 26. In 26, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, it comes down to a matter of convenience.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, like the guy Duplantis who broke the pole vault record. He's only 24. I say 22. Broke the pole vault record for the 9th time. He's broke 9 times in 4 years. He's actually American, but his mom is Swedish. So he decided to represent Sweden, and his dad used to be, his dad is an American, and his dad used to be, and his dad coaches him, and they're from Louisiana, but he represents Sweden.
But so, what advantages do they get in terms of which country they represent? Because
I'm glad you asked that.
If it's a case where it's competition against countries or competition amongst athletes, which one takes precedence?
That's a good question. I guess a little bit of both. Because, yeah, I'd say a little bit of both. Yeah.
Well, I suppose it would be one of those never-ending questions. I mean, one can argue that if you, I think, for instance, in our national football team, there were several players from outside.
Yeah.
Outside in inverted commas, if you want to put it that way. How representative is that? What constitutes the basis for they representing us?
Well, I think a lot of it is
inverted commas.
But in the case of Duplantis, I know he said he did it to honor his mom, but and I imagine like people like Rashford and so on. That's probably the reason why they do it as well. For example, I imagine the people here ask and they accept.
Yeah, well, I guess it's just another of those divisive things. I mean, one would argue if Sandy Point could have represented themselves as a country, they would have.
Oh boy, Mr. McMahon, you're gonna get lashes. They're gonna come for you.
Well, that's all right. I can claim some Sandy Point interest.
Oh, okay.
It was my first place that I taught after leaving sixth form.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I think I have a right to to speak. Yeah, no, I just use them as an example. What I'm getting at is that there's rivalry even between different areas in a country, right? And one can argue that it's healthy, and so you can do the same, come right up the chain, and say that whatever rivalries there are, and we know, for instance, the famous one of Antigua, St. Kitts, there's Nevis and St. Kitts, and you realize that you can't separate that from the politics of the situation, right? And so the question is whether that's healthy or not. I think overall competition is good, regardless of the level at which it is. But I think some kind of consistency need to be applied. There should be some kind of overall policy whereby these things happen. It can't be just convenience, I don't think.
But if if that basic template works for, I would say it works for West Indies cricket. So why couldn't it work for?
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of islands.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Again, it's wanting your cake and still eating it. Yeah, you're right. But you see,
because I mean, didn't you hear like Biff that does our sports talk show? I mean, you have people. He's had selectors and so on from Antigua and Barbados and Trinidad, and these guys, like, it's like they were throwing licks before they selected the first Louis brother, because they were like, you guys better dare not tell us you're not selecting at least one of the Louis. And I was pleasantly shocked. I was like, wow. Here in Antigua going in on the West Indies selection, people like, y'all need to stop this nonsense. I want to see what y'all gonna do. So I think it's changing for the better, right?
It's good, but I'm not so sure it's the prevailing idea that, or the prevailing notion that small islands are still going to be excluded or still going to be disadvantaged. There are some enlightened people, of course.
I know the Trinis and the Jamaicans will get at it, probably.
Yeah. There's always this thing, especially in Caribbean politics, where you have this Trinidad better than Barbados, and Barbados better than St. Lucia better than somewhere else, Antigua better than St. Kitts, St. Kitts better than Nevis, and then Nevis better than Booby Island. That kind of stupidness.
Because, Mr. McMahon, as we're speaking about that, right, I'm thinking when it comes to international shows, it's always St. Kitts that goes and represent. What if there's a good girl from Nevis that can actually go and represent us? I never hear them going anywhere. And we are a federation.
But that's because sometimes it is good to go just as Nevis, and sometimes it's good to go as...
But we're a federation. We should take turns.
Yeah, but it's like what Jamsa is always saying about the tourism.
Yeah, because we have a Nevis and we have a St. Kitts. Yeah, we should have a federal tourism authority.
Right.
Yeah. See, everybody wants to boast of their own thing. That's why I said we can never be together, right?
And it's a case of, that's why I call it identity politics, because you can tell them as much as you want. Listen, this whole thing of this better than that, etc., doesn't make sense. There are rich people in every territory. There are poor people in every territory. And it's no point poor people identifying with the rich. They can't.
Oh boy.
And of course, the rich are not going to identify with the poor.
Because they don't want
class
to.
Politics, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Right? So this jingoistic better than stuff is just a waste of time. It's just pure nonsense. You know? But we're talking emotions and people. You can't tell people who to identify with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Okay.
Thank you for your contribution. Somebody says on the YouTube wall here, put in the work. A tree is known by its fruits. There's no life in lies. It's all about the truth. The country needs to put in place the necessary facilities for the participants to excel. Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, 8:37. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from our returning champion.
Friday.
It seems as though the rain has got him down. I don't know what's going on.
Jamster.
Summer is heating up with CIBC Caribbean. Enjoy a sizzling hot cart summer when you spend with your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Lucky winners will receive prizes including hotel day passes, staycations, dinners, spa days, cruises, and much, much more. Each time you spend $200 or more, you'll be entered for your chance to win. Apply today for your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.cibcfcib.com/hotcartsummerskn. Promotion ends August 31st, 2024.
Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less and save more. How, you ask? Essential Everyday and Equiline. Spend less on our Essential Everyday products and get the best quality, the best taste, and the best value. Spend less for all your family health and beauty needs with the Equiline brand of over-the-counter products. Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less with our Essential Everyday products and Equiline over-the-counter health and beauty care products. Shop smart and spend less at Value Mart, where price matters most.
And we are back, and AZ has joined us.
Hey, good morning to everyone.
Jamster, I didn't think AZ, the returning champ, could have heard you just now. His thing wasn't plugged in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what he said.
He was wondering if the rain had you under the weather.
Oh,
but then I realized you were fiddling for the stuff, so you didn't hear what he said.
So I was saying, because I was saying,
What you said?
I said I was going to a break at the time, so I said, when we come back, we're going to hear from our returning champion.
Oh, me hear none of that.
Yeah, he wasn't plugged in.
I wasn't plugged in yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just hope that everyone is having a good morning so far. So far, we have the rain. Just cooling down.
Jamster called it Soggy Thursday.
Soggy Thursday.
Yeah. It had a nice ring to it.
Maybe the British should call the football team the Soggy Islanders.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
like back to that though. You should have seen fights on Facebook. You saw the banter last night with the Newtown team.
No.
First off, being in second class and then losing, and they're wondering what's going on, and then everybody's complaining again. Oh, is this person, is that person? But if the team doesn't put in the work, who makes the team? Not the team. You're gonna blame the coaches. You're gonna blame everybody else.
Everything wrapped up yesterday. Who won?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't follow that close. I just know they were abusing last night on Facebook because people were there saying, "Oh, look, they're wording up on Facebook now," and all social media outlets they could have get each other on last night. They were getting each other on, but I mean, people that were concerned about the team. Yeah, because there was like, no, this can't be the team. People even made a reference to it's Kayamba. They said Kayamba got as far as he did because he spent hours over there by himself practicing on the field, and that's the thing.
Do you know what no one ever talks about?
What?
Do you realize we don't have football hooliganism in the Caribbean?
Could you say what that is, sir? Because look at me with
all those
looking
people,
like a deer in headlights.
Oh, European friends. Frenemies might be a better word, but anyway.
Jesus.
Our European friends, right? Our European friends You don't see how they behave at football matches and so
Yeah,
on?
no man. Yeah, oh yeah.
Fighting and running.
No. We don't
Yeah,
need that
all
over
that
here.
stuff.
We don't need that over here. But we
So
do
I
have
just-
friendly
just-
banter at the matches.
Yeah, I just
because everybody wear their color.
I just thought of it when you mentioned the football. I said, "But wait, we don't have fighting here." And people.
What's the big guy's name that is always he's always dancing in the center of town. He sells to what's his name? Bull Mona? What's his name? He was the other day. He had his camera. I don't know his name. He's always walking up in the square, man. I don't know. Not the square, the center. He had to walk up with him and the guys, or he's always on social media telling you if you owe Azard, like you borrow from me to pay back Azard, so then you owe me now, but you ain't owe Azard no more. He's just hilarious. I don't know his name, but even him was making fun of some old Rhodians at a football game.
What they say
Apparently
about old Rhodians?
they were not doing their best.
My ears
All
are here now.
Rhodians, yes.
Yes.
And he was like, look at them, look how they're quiet over there, you know. And it was just, and I find they do stuff like that, which is fun. But no, I don't think they fight over here, and I don't want anybody fighting either. Yeah, because those people, Jams is right. In Europe, they get nasty. They will pull off each other shawl and it's like, what madness is this?
I know. I mean. Yeah, I mean, and it gets and you know about the abuse, the racist abuse, the black
Funny we speaking about that.
This guy was reduced to tears a few months ago.
Yeah, and then he just keep making goals, and then afterwards he just stood up in front of them with his fist up in there, like, take that. What you gotta say for yourself now? Yeah, I saw that last night. Funny enough, you would speak about that today.
Call, go right ahead. It's 8:44. Hey.
Yesterday, when you shut off, when you tell my lady that this it now, we'll close off 9:40 something.
No, 9:59. 9:59. Jam down. Morning.
I'm trying to get in. I don't like Gregory them got the way with the show. They're trying so. They're trying to get as much people call and make it something.
Well, actually, no. The show is not about. No, that's not. The calls are incidental.
News in this country. The country want to know how you could just take back 2 weeks and you ain't workforce yet. You ain't workforce yet. What I'd like to see is that now he get into the realization is that the job harder than how he was paying. And you could see it's more than him. Because in the government, it looked like certain experienced people trying to distance themselves from it. It could be they want him look good. It could be a fight against the disrespect when he say he rests down and him. What's his problem? And the country need more than that. Because people is suffering out there. And when you want to do things like that as a prime minister and give this country, a great country, to a rookie, I got a problem with that. I watch prime ministers run this country for years. Never take a rest. Never take a rest throughout a 5-year storm. But this is something new jumping into this country. And the card in home and fix it. The card in home problem and fix it. Boy, Jewish guy. Jewish Muslim guy. I got a problem with you. Trump don't have a problem with you. And this thing I can't stay so. Before I go, I want to congratulate the line forces, the police, all who in uniform. Or they leave the people alone, you know. Leave the people alone. Protect this country. Because this country gone, you know. It is not America and China and Japan and Asia and Europe, this country gone. Oh, we're going to work with this, you know. We're going to work with this. Jumpstart. Give the audience a break. Over the long weekend, people were talking about it. But they ain't going to come and talk. Limit these guys. People want to give their input. Have a good day.
Jam down before you go. Jam down before you go. I just want to know, the Labour Party celebrated its second year in office. Yes.
That is a milestone. That alone could tell us. Pat Nako, the coconut milk in the other part. That can't be a tell.
How would you? How would you grade their performance thus far?
How you gonna grade them? How you gonna grade? The only one I grade is Samuel. Samuel doing things to me. I don't see what he's doing down in Port Center. But everybody tends to push him in the corner because he's the most quietest. And he ain't the kind of guy he look to me. The bully, and because even if he stay in the back and watch.
So overall,
he's doing a great job. And we gotta work with him because he know it all.
Scale
So
1 to 10.
farmers to try and work with him because 2025 he ain't gonna be easy.
A scale,
I'm gonna work with him to see how far we could get with it.
a scale of 1 to 10, the performance of the cabinet, how much you'll give it?
Boy, let me show you something. This country needs leadership. And if the rhetoric of the past, that is one problem in Lincoln.
Okay.
Rhetoric of the past with politicians, and we don't stamp it out.
Okay.
We will stamp it out.
1 to 10, Jan Dung. Okay, I guess that's left.
I still lost them.
I guess that leaves that score ungraded.
Yeah. So how much would you give them?
Maybe a 4.
A 4.
Yeah, maybe a 4.
Call or
would
go
you
right
give
ahead.
them, Jamster?
Come in there.
Since you
No comment. Caller.
Good morning to everybody.
Hey, okay.
Good morning.
Okay, Gregory, keep it brief because there's another call on your tail. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning to everybody.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yes.
When Miss Henry calling and she say on the phone a long time, neither Jamson or culture criticize her because she's saying what they like. And he just spent a good while on this phone either answering questions. He did not say, well, guys, I can't answer a question because I ain't going to be on the phone long. No, he answered your question. It's the same thing me and Matt Mahan do when you all ask us questions, we answer as well. So it's a bit of hypocrisy on their part. No, especially with Miss Henry, they don't say nothing. Secondly, let me say quickly, concerning what we were talking yesterday, let me say this, which some should have said that I did not say. The Bible is the law of the land. A lot of people put man-made laws as the law of the land. No, that is wrong biblically. The Bible is the law of the land.
But Gregory,
The laws of the laws come from the Bible, though.
But Gregory,
okay, but before we get that, Gregory, I was tuned back in to see what was going on yesterday when I left, and I heard Gregory making the argument that during COVID times, churches should have still come together physically.
Yeah, disobey the law.
Yes.
You want us to get locked up.
But Gregory, didn't you say you don't go to church?
Well, yes, I did say that. But
so you don't physically meet yourself in church, do you? You don't physically go to a church.
Yeah, but that just show me point that the churches them here are weak. They don't know the duties.
But you, Gregory, you put yourself as a man who keeps the scriptures alive and follow the word of God. But you yourself contradicting what you're saying in the fact that
no. When I say churches them should have opened, it shows that how weak and how cowards the churches are.
But do you go? And you are saying that churches should have physically met still, despite the fact that there was a very infectious disease that could be spread by physical contact, and that was spreading by physical contact. Regardless, persons should have met. But under normal circumstances, Gregory, do you attend church?
If I don't. Like I said,
yes or no, Gregory?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you yourself don't physically meet.
And COVID shows the cowardness of the churches.
But Gregory, you're proposing that people physically meet in church, and that's the only way that they could get their blessings, right?
Biblically.
But yet you don't meet physically in a church.
But the Lord said to obey the laws of the land.
So Gregory,
how are we going to preach to people when we're being disobedient?
But not even that. Gregory is saying that persons should physically meet in church.
By attending.
Gregory, you're saying
attending when the police say we're going to get locked up if they see us gathering.
I'm not even going.
Christianity getting locked up, getting killed and so by those in authority.
Hello, the Lord give us wisdom, Gregory, and we're going to use that wisdom.
So I'm not even getting to that second point, Kortensia, because Gregory is advocating that persons meet physically, yet Gregory himself
don't meet
physically.
because the churches them here are playing games with the Bible and that use COVID to show you an example of how coward and unscriptural the churches are.
Well, Gregory, you were covered too because you didn't go out and witness during COVID.
But
So
no,
all
they
of we
was
on
out to
in the
witness
same
to
boat.
everybody lock up.
Exactly, because we were told to stay inside.
Gregory,
you could have still go and knock on the door, okay, and let them talk to you through the window.
But Gregory is proposing that, even during times.
I did it through the radio.
Gregory, you are saying that churches, even though under state of emergency, we had relaxed rights, persons were told to stay at home. You're saying that churches should have met still because they should ignore the law of the land, go and...
The law of the land is the Bible.
Yes, okay. So stop. So they should ignore the laws by the country.
The man-made law.
And then, okay, let's say that man-made law, whatever. You're saying they should ignore those and congregate.
Yes.
But you yourself didn't do so, right?
I had no choice to go to congregate.
But you didn't do that, right? Did you?
No.
Okay.
I did not do that.
So why didn't you?
No church was open for me. No.
You could have started your own business then. Your own church.
Repeat?
You could have started your own church.
That ain't how church start either.
Okay,
Gregory.
By preaching the word, and if people associate with what is preached, then we all come together. I can't force people to come together with me.
Okay, Gregory, we have someone on the line,
yes.
And I've actually had to let calls ring out because I don't want you to take me to task for running you.
So, thanks, Gregory.
Morning.
Thanks for your contribution, Gregory.
Morning, Ewan. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, go ahead.
Good morning. My question is for Azard.
Yes.
And for the purpose of the previous caller, the law of the land is the Constitution.
Yes.
And that brings me to my question. So, with regards to the Constitution, specifically Section 91B of the Constitution, it states who persons born outside of St. Kitts and Nevis after independence, how they are citizens at birth.
Yes.
And I challenge the government of St. Kitts and Nevis on this position with regards to my daughter who was born overseas. And 91B says you are a citizen at birth if one of your parents have an exception contained within Section 90A of the Constitution. And if you've had a read of that, if you've had a read of it, Section 90A regards persons who were born before independence. So if you are a person who was born outside of St. Kitts and Nevis and your parent was born inside before independence, you do not require registration. You are a citizen at birth. So my question is, why is the government of St. Kitts and Nevis requiring people to register before they grant them a passport and claiming that they are not citizens until they register? And I have this contained in an email dated 22nd of May. When Constitution clearly says
22nd of May this year?
Citizens at birth. That is my question.
Yeah, interesting question. I'm looking at the Constitution right now, and I mean it's something that we could look into, something we could discuss off air. But I mean, you have raised the point, and I think there are some persons who have raised the point even when it comes to marriages and persons gaining citizenship through marriage. Of course, there is the occurrence of, even when you look at marriages, whether or not the marriage is a true marriage in the sense of the purpose, but then one has to look at, there's the idea of sham marriages and all the like, and so at times I see whereby
yes, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair
so
enough.
It's something
the marriages require registration.
Yeah,
and there is a requirement for persons born outside of St. Kitts and Nevis after independence.
Yeah,
but there is an exception that says if your parent was born inside the federation before independence, then you do not require registration.
Yeah.
So I was using The article I sent you, the news article, was in reference to where the government had operated a policy that said that persons who married St. Kitts and Nevis citizens had to wait 3 years. And the government operated that policy, but the government then later came out and said, look, the policy is being challenged, and it's being challenged on the basis of the Constitution, and we cannot maintain the position where the Constitution says that they can be registered immediately upon marriage. Now, that's kind of ancillary compared to this, because in this regard that I'm mentioning, registration, as I have proven, is not a requirement. As you can see, Section 91 deals with the position at birth, not at registration, but at birth. You agree?
Yeah, it says at birth. It also says provided that a person shall not become a citizen by virtue of this paragraph if at the time of his birth neither of his parents is a citizen and neither of them possess such immunity from suit and legal process as is accorded to the envoy of a foreign sovereign power accredited to St. Kitts and Nevis, or neither of his parents is a citizen of a country with which in which her majesty is at war, and the birth occurs in a place then on the occupation of that country. Okay, so those are the two exceptions to A on the here, and I suspect that.
So those do not apply.
Yeah, I suspect those don't apply in your case.
They don't apply because I'm not a diplomat. I'm not a diplomat working. So, for instance, the people who work in the High Commission. People who work in, let's say, the Chinese embassy, for instance, if they were citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, then if their parent is a foreign envoy for whatever reason, they won't be a citizen automatically of St. Kitts. That doesn't apply here. In Section 91B, the exception that applies is where it says if the parent has their citizenship by virtue of Section 90A, if you can see that. So you read Section 91B with Section 90A, and what you find is that people who were born before independence, their children born outside the territory of St. Kitts and Nevis are automatically citizens. That is how that is supposed to be read, and it's being interpreted incorrectly by government officials.
And you said you have written in relation to this law?
Say that again, please.
You say you have written to the necessary authorities in relation to this?
I wrote to the Attorney General on the 19th of July regarding this. I gave him 14 days to reply, which is in accordance with the rules of the Supreme Court. And then pre-action protocol, and he has not replied. He said initially that he will reply soonest. The deadline for that was last week, Friday. I have not had a reply. But clearly, the Constitution at Section 2 says that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and is the supreme law of the land. And if there's any other law that contravenes the Constitution, and that law shall be voided, and the Constitution shall prevail. And that was proven in the electoral boundaries case that came to the UK and the Privy Council. So why is the government operating a policy that contravenes my rights and my daughter's rights under the Constitution? Registration is not a requirement for her because father was born before independence. It clearly says that.
It's an interesting
and I know Jamster realized it as well.
Yeah, something very interesting and something we could really speak about in relation to the processes and see. It would be interesting to see what the Attorney General's response in the matter is, because oftentimes, I'm not saying for this situation, I'm not saying for this specific situation, I'm making a general statement. Sometimes you find that when you go to an office, the office does something a particular way, but it's just a way of practice and not necessarily supported by law, just by the practice of that particular department. And I'm not speaking when I said that specifically to this, I just talking generally.
That's what I mean.
I'm dealing with law. I'm not dealing with policy, because policy cannot go outside law.
Yeah, law
it has
is
to be contained within the realms of the law.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Policy has to be crafted within the law. Policy does not trump law. And then when it comes to legislation,
so they cannot operate.
Legislation must be crafted within the Constitution. It cannot operate above the Constitution.
Exactly. So they cannot operate a policy that tells me. And I wrote to them, and they ignored what I wrote and what I pointed out in May, and wrote a different email when I put my email address into a different email and said, here's the position, here's what you must do. You must register. You see? So I can't accept from the government, and I feel that this is going to have to end up in a court challenge, because it's clear as day what the position is. And nothing from the government, no response in regards to that. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention, and I just wanted to have a quick discussion on it.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And you know, these types of matters, usually you could get a declaration from the court to say X, Y, and Z. What is the proper way forward? Yes,
that's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought, and I've trained my daughter. I've shown her. She realizes that her rights are being abridged. She's 15 years old, and she understands very easily. It took her 5 minutes to realize exactly how that reads.
It would be very interesting to see the response from the Attorney General in relation to that matter.
His time is up since last week Friday. He had 14 days to reply, and I haven't had that. So I'm ready to go to court.
Yes.
I'll leave it there.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for this highlight.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Ewan. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you made a good point there about how sometimes the way some of these government agencies operate might not even be consistent with what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, you're
Sometimes it's just practice. Sometimes you ask them, so why is this? And they don't have an answer.
Yeah.
It's just practice. Yeah. And if you look at the law, and it really doesn't provide that this ought to be done in this specific manner.
I mean, I don't know if I give you all the story about an anecdote about someone coming in and at the airport. I've given you all that, right?
I don't think so, but I chuckle because I could imagine what the story is going to be about.
Came in at the airport, and customs was only searching the black people.
Oh.
And a white American that came on the plane with the person turned to the person and said, how come they're only searching the black people? This is a white person saying that. And of course now, my friend now lit up the customs officer. And then they immediately started to do the right thing. Oh. And you know, that's really sad. That's really sad.
But you know, you flashed that in my mind. Something came to my thoughts. I was looking at a video of a young lady. I don't know whether or not what she's saying was true. I have not confirmed. I don't know. She's talking about her own experience here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Oh, you mean when she came back and she was charged plenty?
Not even that. It was it was a video someone shared with me of someone traveling. A black lady. She came to St. Kitts, and she said that she was treated differently to other persons of different skin color, and she didn't identify the country right away. She was like, I'm going to tell you about a story when I visited, and I'm going to name the country. And then in the end, she just dropped it and say it was here. And I don't know if it is that, persons have experienced the same thing in terms of being treated differently in terms of...
To be funny.
But there are two lines at the airport. One
she wasn't speaking about the airport. Okay. She was talking about just customer service and generally... I
wonder if that's the same thing with the blogger, with the incidents at the
Kenya?
Airport. No.
Oh, not that one.
No.
Okay.
I probably would share it with you. Maybe we could have a highlight. Maybe just for some context.
Well, so let's take a break. But okay, go ahead. Call her ahead.
Yes, Azard.
Yes.
The hear talking about when petitions, non-petitions coming in at the airport, the disrespect from immigration and customs is terrible. Because when these people come to the circus and they start to talk, prominent people walk in this country, live abroad, come in with a U.S. passport.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're from here, where you disrespecting the people and telling them what you're doing them days. In the country, they're down there to make a living. Look how much Spanish coming here and I ain't telling them about I giving them time. But these things are correct.
Jam down, you know they do get time, you know.
Huh?
They do get time.
No, but what I'm saying, you cannot disrespect them like that. They should get the amount of time they needed with the loved ones. This is what I'm trying to get over. Have a good day. It's Jam down talking.
All right, Jam down. Because they are going to give them the... I understand what he's saying, because once you're born here, once you're coming back home, you should get whatever. But I think because of the passport, maybe they have to follow the rules and do what they have to do.
And here's another one. My brother was telling me, he doesn't live here.
Yeah.
He told me he went to Barbados one time from where he lives. And he said he deliberately decided he was going to use his driver's license and not use his passport. And they were telling him, no, you can't travel. He said, no, I am telling you I can, and I'm not going to move until you go and check.
So he was checking.
And he made them check, and they didn't know that. I was shocked. I mean, how could they not know?
Sometimes people are in business places and departments, and it's just
on the airport, immigration.
But they just go based on the normal practice. That maybe somebody taught them how to do this way, and regardless, they're not looking at how to do it any other way or seeing the origin in which this particular rule stemmed. You understand? They just learn it away, and that's how they know it.
We have some comments. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me see. Someone said they'll give the Labour Party a 2 out of 10 grade. The past 2 years have been a total waste of time. No progress, no major investment. This government has taken the country backwards. All of them should take personal leave and don't come back. They are a useless set of vagabonds.
You forget greedy. That person said greedy.
Oh, they said greedy? Where?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't see that. Greedy vagabonds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me see. Wow.
Yeah.
So someone says, Ocean View says, they only expedite things. I guess this is in reference to what UN was talking about.
Yeah.
They only expedite things if you're a rich investor. But more small island nonsense.
He makes an interesting point. And two, so do we treat, for example, we normally see tourists, and I'm going back at the blog, I could share the video. We normally see tourists generally as persons who are not of our skin color when they come to our country, not realizing that they are persons of our skin color that are tourists as well.
And it's happening more and more here.
You know, when you were younger, you know, you see the world in a different lens, and you think tourists as anyone.
A Caucasian.
Yes. You understand?
No.
So we have to understand that tourists are, you know, of all colors and equally of our color as well. Yes.
I mean, I saw a whole safari bus van last week with all black tourists, and I guess it was probably a mixture of American and Caribbean.
So a lot of people are home for reunions, especially.
It was around that time. Yeah, so. Oops.
But they said any person that has a U.S. citizenship or U.S. citizens must have first off a valid U.S. passport to enter St. Kitts and Nevis, and they said you get a stay of up to 90 days. So remember, Kittians are coming back as U.S. citizens. The fact that because I think if they come back here with a Kittian passport as well, they're not going to give them time. But the fact that they have to follow the protocol because of the passport type that you have, maybe that's why they get the time. But I don't think they mean anything. If you overstay here with a U.S. passport and you're a Kittian, what can they do to you? Absolutely nothing. You are from here. Yeah. But I guess because of the protocol, you have to be stamped according with your 90 days because you are presenting a American passport to the immigration officer.
Hey, there's a call here.
Someone comment. We could take the call. Someone commented and said, I agree with that. This government is a useless, greedy bunch of vagabonds. That's a comment that came to my phone.
Caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. It's a rough morning here.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. McMahon.
Mark myself, but
What's
2
it-
out of 10 is too
What
harsh.
what grade would you give them? I know you're a
I
formal.
said it already. Yesterday was it? I don't know. I give them 6.
You gave them
The
6.
same
So
grade
so-
as I
Yeah,
did
he
last year.
kept the same grade as last year.
The same grade as last year.
Huh?
Mr. McMahon, do you want to give reason for your 6 out of 10? Or have you done that already?
The 6 mainly because they have done some good stuff.
Okay,
There's
what
no
good
question
stuff?
about that.
What good stuff have they done?
Like, for instance, to start with the most recent, the JAE thing,
Okay.
right? You don't think that is good?
No, I'm asking you.
is that the
Oh, okay,
auxiliary
right.
workers
That-
thing? Yeah, I think that was a good thing. Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
McMahon.
That's
That was
exactly
done.
what it I mean,
That was done.
They've paid a CBI dividend. I thought that was a good
They-
gesture as
the-
well.
the-
They've done little things. They've done.
They've done little things.
and
They haven't done
supposed
big
to do
things.
this.
They've
They
done
must
little
have done
things.
something. Huh?
We said they haven't. They've done little things, not big things. Little things.
Well, they've done things that could end up being big things, like, for instance, the $1,000 credit to everybody under 18, all children on.
So you're giving them a mark for the future.
That's a good thing. That could be a good thing for the future. Yeah.
But has it materialized yet? So you're giving marks for vision and not reality.
Okay. Yes, it's fair to say that, but I assume that it's going to materialize. But so I would not say that they haven't done something.
So
Problem
when
I
you
have is
so
that
let me
they
ask you a
didn't
question. Let
take
me ask you a question. You used to mark students based on potential or based on what they've done, or
what
based
they've
on what
done,
they can put. Did you mark students as a lecturer based on what they could potentially accomplish, or what they could have potentially written on the paper, or what they actually wrote on the paper?
No, it depends. It depends on the question. I mean, suppose the question was present an idea for some project or something. You can mark based on how you view the idea. Nothing's wrong with that. It depends on the question.
So you-
I know if you're marking on what is done, I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
But
So
it
tell
just
me,
depends.
what have they done that
I
has
just
been
told
good?
you.
Yeah, so you said
they
the-
fulfilled
you-
GAE,
And when was
target.
that done, Mr. McMahon? When did that come true?
Wasn't it last month or something?
Okay, so last month. So from the 2 years in office, one of the good things that they've done, you pinpoint something that they did last month out of the 24 months.
The dividend was pretty soon after the election, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did
You
it.
don't think that was good?
Did that promise continue?
No, but they at least paid it once.
But what was the promise?
Wasn't the promise that it would be paid if there was money to pay it? You
Wasn't
can't pay what's not there, you know.
so? Do you know if money is there?
Well, the impression I got was that the money was used for the development bank and Social Security.
When you go to the bank, right, and you talk about dividends and it's a percentage, of the profit or whatever, you're aware of what the profit is, right?
Yeah.
Are you aware of what we made from the CBI?
No.
So how do you know that we didn't make a profit?
I don't know that, and I remember questioning it from ever since.
But
I
you're
don't
grading
think
them for
they've been
something.
open
You're
and
grading
transparent
them on
in
something
the
that they
CBI,
said without.
on the CBI.
So you're giving them a grade, and this came up to the 6, and you're grading them based on something that they
That
said
they've done,
that they didn't.
That was useful for the citizenry.
Then, but they said that they said not this year because for other reasons, but they didn't give you the enough information to verify whether or not that reason is a good one, a valid or correct one.
Right. Yeah, right.
But you grade them
So,
6 of the 10 nonetheless.
No. What I'm saying is, right, 6. if you want to say they've done nothing, that's up to you. I don't.
No,
think
I'm
so.
not saying that.
I
I'm
think
just
they've done-
going. No, I haven't. I gave them. I gave them a 4.
You gave them 4.
Yeah, I gave them a 4. You know, and you gave them a 6. So I'm I'm just going through what you're saying. You highlighted the JE that really came off like last month, and then you spoke about the dividends that they promised, the CBI dividends that they did last year but didn't continue this year. So I'm just going through what you're saying. What other things have they done?
But the main reason I wouldn't give them a higher grade is the really big stuff has not been done. There is the crime problem that still persists.
But 6 out of 10 normally is a passing grade. So you're saying that they haven't done big things, they've done little things, but yet you pass them. I'm just going based on your concept.
And here's another thing I want to ask you. I remember you used to say when Team Unity was in. Strangely enough, I haven't heard you say it since this new government has been in. You used to say keep voting them out until you get.
That is still my mantra.
That's still your mantra, but I haven't heard you say it in a while. Okay.
But
you mothballed that for some reason.
You got to remember, this is the second year. There are 3 more to go.
What you're saying?
I don't know if you recall.
So what you're saying, Mr. McMahon, before 3
years, it's only the 3rd year that Team Unity actually started getting up and doing stuff.
So you're saying that you're marking them quite easily because this is the second year.
It's not easy. 6 out of 10 is nothing to
and 6 out of 10 was the barely pass mark in school, right?
No.
Speaking of which,
50 was never a pass mark.
Yeah, it was 60.
When you go
right?
by
exactly.
At CFBC, you go as low as once it's still consistent. You go as low as 40.
Hello.
What?
I said in
40?
That's true. Actually, and you used to do the same thing too. Which
but in high school
it
was 60.
40?
Yeah, UE used to give a pass. I think UE changed that recently, but when I was at UE, you get 40 and that's a pass. I think they changed that now.
60 in high school.
Wow.
60 in high school
that was ridiculous, really.
60 in high school.
And barely scraping.
60 was in like first and second form.
You can do a surgery 40% right.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. I'll tell you, Mr. McMahon.
That makes no sense.
Even though 40 was the pass mark in UE at the time I was there, it was A was 67.
What?
No, A minus was 67 at my time. A 70 was an A.
That was because UE prided themselves on really marking hard.
And so, trust me, it was very difficult to even get 70. You used to wonder if you used to wonder, when you get the 70 and you're like, wow, you really do good. You really done well. But they have since adjusted their marking scheme. I think.
Make it harder, you mean?
No, they have it. The pass rate percentage wise has risen, and for everything it has risen. They have incorporated
I hope the standards have risen
coursework. They're doing well in terms of the international standing. I think they had to do some adjustments to meet international.
The problem I have with you is that we've had decades of graduates, and the situation in the Caribbean leaves a lot to be desired. We're not the worst in the world, but we certainly could have been. A lot of the leaders came from UE.
But right? before we go on to UE, let's conclude this. Let's conclude this because sometimes I wish you used to be marking my script, even in school, because it seems like you give away some points easily.
I'm not giving away anything.
But Kay was pointing out.
You have to look at the reason why they fail on the other 4 points. To me, is because the key thing, like development of the country, right?
So you give them
given enough attention. If you get that sorted out, a lot of the problems we have would go away.
Okay, Mr. McMahon, for a moment there, you said they haven't done the key things yet. So they're missing the key things, but yet you give them majority of the score, even though they haven't accomplished the key things. Isn't there something wrong about your scoring?
This is running a country, Azard.
Yes.
These days, in this world, running a country is not easy, okay? And the standards by which you measure running a country, like in terms of growth and so on, what they call it, the standard of living. There's a generic term that they use. We're performing well. You know, we're holding our own. So you got to give a passing grade for that. At least the country is not going to the dog. There are huge problems. Yes.
Okay. So
and crime is one of them, and that is why, for instance, I made the point yesterday, right?
So you're saying before you go on, because before you go on. Okay, go ahead.
Minister. The thing is, right?
Yes.
It's not a spate of robberies and so on. That, you know, those are things that can be dealt with, okay? Without that intervention. But when it's a matter of literally life and death, that's a totally different kettle of fish. You see, that's a difference here, I think. Right? And so when we look at this in relation to that, because, like I said, that is what was signed up for.
Mr. McMahon, okay? So when you mark that script at CFBC and the students answer your questions, but they leave the key things out, you still pass them?
When you say leave the key things out, what do you mean? If there are 10 questions and they get 6 right, there's no key things there.
No, you say, but you didn't. Different ways but you said, and I'm just going through your analysis, right, Mr. McMahon, and I want to be fair. You said that you gave them 6 out of 10 because they've done little things already. You said they miss out the key things, but the country hasn't fallen apart. But they haven't done the key things yet. But you still score them majority of the grade out of 10. You gave them 6, which is 60%
because
of the.
We're glad to be alive in a country that is still free, and nobody is in abject poverty, and that those sorts of things. And there should be credit given for that.
So you're saying that there should be credit given for the fact that we still. So there's still some level of democracy. That's what you're saying?
Yes, of course. That's important.
So basically,
you don't miss it. You don't realize it until you lose it. You know.
So in terms of,
I think 6 out of 10 is fair and reasonable. I am still expecting the stuff that's going to really make us a vibrant, progressive country.
So basically, any government that comes in, any body. You really, once they maintain democracy, that's already 6 points out of 10.
That's already 5 points.
That's already 5 points. Okay, then. So that's half the score already for you.
For me, yeah.
Somebody on the chat.
Like I said, it's not easy.
A lot of the comments are disappearing, but someone in the chat gave them 1 out of 10. Brutal. Wow.
That's brutal. Oh yeah, that's brutal. I mean, no. There have been things. There have been stuff that
they've been done. And based on you, based on what you've said,
we've recovered from COVID.
Based on what you've said, there are little stuff that have been done, but not the big stuff yet.
As far as I'm concerned, not the big stuff yet.
Okay.
Right, and I'm still not. One of my main mantra was the good governance stuff. That is still not, and they've admitted it. They're still not where they should be, right? And you know, I question why they're not where they should be.
You know, sometimes you give a score to a student, and you know it goes through a second marking, and the mark could go up or it could go down.
Yeah, I remember.
Would you be confident if you were to give that score, and then you ask persons in St. Kitts to give a score? Do you think your grade would be adjusted?
I have no idea, and it doesn't matter. These are my views.
Okay.
That's Mr. McMahon's
views.
I mean, this stuff.
What's going to give the final grade is the electorate at the polls.
Yeah.
Even if some of the let's say keys, objective criteria. Overall, it's still a very subjective thing. I would say so.
Yeah, everybody is a personal choice for everybody. That is what a vote is. Okay, you vote on how do you see. Well, hopefully that's how you vote.
Your marking is very interesting. You map for potential and not actual.
No. How you could say that?
Because you said that you like the $1,000 saving scheme that has not yet materialized, but it has the potential
to materialize.
To materialize.
Can't you saying that you can't give marks for a great idea? Execution is different.
A great idea when it's executed.
But we're talking about performance, and performance usually means that something has to be performed. Something has to be done.
Because if your talent ain't good, you ain't getting no points here.
But I'm going to map
you
this.
You can't map them for planning when they haven't.
You know what I'm going to do? I like that. So
you can't give marks for an idea.
Listen, no. We are talking about performance here, not ideas. And so if you see a girl on the stage or a contestant on the stage, and
how do you get performance?
Wait, Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon, I just want to use your whole
That's
theory.
more PR. It's more PR than performance.
So Mr. McMahon.
If it's not done yet.
So, Mr. McMahon, there's a contestant on the stage performing a talent, right? You know the song that he or she wants to play is a popular song. And they're playing the steel pan, but they're missing the notes. You're going to mark them and say, if they had extra time to play this song, they could have been better. So I'm going to mark them based on their potential in the future.
No, Azard, you got it wrong. You are marking based on their performance there, right? If the thing was, well, give me an idea for solving a particular problem. And they come up with ideas, and you make a
before
decision
let me ask you a question.
Isn't that reasonable?
We don't score based on ideas here. We score here based on performance. Anyway, for example, the East Coast Development Housing, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
They said in 2023...
You want to give negative marks now?
No. They said in 2023, we're going to build 600 homes per year. We're going to start with 2 model homes, and then for the first year, we're going to build 600. And so during this time, we're going to build 2,400 homes within 1 term.
That announcement made a 4 max marks.
So I mean, wasn't Mr. McMahon? Mr. McMahon, let's read it back. Let me read it back. On that alone, how would you perform? How would you grade them? Would you give them 6 out of 10? Because I mean, the idea was great.
No, but I just said no. They failed on that.
But they had a brilliant idea, didn't they?
But Mac, let me ask you, what component of that 6 did that announcement get?
Which one?
The 600 homes.
It's under the ideas.
Yeah, I want to hear.
That hasn't been done.
I want to
never will be done.
Exactly. I want to hear what component of that 6 points that is.
I don't regard that. I just regard that as just fail, 0. Don't even talk about that.
Nice dodge.
Right.
So wait. So this 6
is based on other things that they've done.
Like what? You named 2 things.
You see, Azard, you don't understand.
You
don't understand.
But then why would you award points? But wait, why would you award points for PR? Because that's what I'm going to call it. And the housing announcing 600. That's a pretty seminal thing.
You're talking about the Labour Party and their PR.
Why wouldn't you grade them for that?
The PR is on point. You understand? When it comes to election and it comes to PR and it comes to making promises and hype, I will say yes. But when it comes to deliver based on those promises, I can't agree with you and give them a passing grade.
What I'm saying is, don't you think that the idea with the $1,000 thing is a good one? Has anybody else previously come up with something like that?
Let me tell you, Mr. McMahon, if society was ran based on ideas alone, we will have a great society. You understand? If all that we had to rely on was an idea, because I have many ideas in my head, you know. Sometimes I think about what happened if we could just teleport from St. Kitts to England. You understand? That's an idea. It has not actualized. Are you going to grade me highly on that?
Things are done. That's how a lot of innovations start, with a great idea. So you can't discount it, okay?
It's correct.
People should be given credit for that. But I agree with you with one thing. This is not kindergarten. You don't just get marks for showing up. You don't have to assuage people's egos and say, like most people have this habit of, they want to say something bad, well, not necessarily bad, but point out somebody's faults. But they feel they have to assuage their egos first by showing something good that they've done. I'm not like that. I even in teaching, right, at the level of college, I could understand it being at kindergarten and law, that you have to, encourage people with that kind of thing. At this level, right, if you don't perform, that's it. You don't get credit for non-performance, right? So I agree with you in that sphere, right? And you don't mark as a teacher, because I'm very often criticized for saying, well, you're always looking at the negative. Well, you concentrate on what was done wrong, so that you can get correction and improvement.
Mr. McMahon.
Right?
Okay, guys, we gotta take a break.
You got it right. If you got something right, you got it right.
Yeah, take a short break.
You've done it.
But you are a mark of possibility. You mark on potential over performance, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. Mac is a smart man. That's what it is.
Five of those 6 marks I said was because the country was not.
So all we have to do is maintain a democracy. Maintain a democracy whereby we still have the functioning of. All we have to do is maintain a democracy. That's all you're saying, right?
Maintain a democracy and have people that at least are getting by. That's minimum. Okay?
Getting by, not necessarily getting ahead. Not necessarily getting ahead, but getting by.
Okay, guys.
Falling apart.
Okay, guys,
Okay?
we have to take a break.
The other one for the 6 is for the things that they've done above and beyond that.
Like what?
Okay?
Okay.
We have to take a break.
Okay,
as
guys.
well.
Like what?
Mr. McMahon, we have to take a break. Thank you for your contribution.
Azard is in his element.
I know. Azard is
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Watch the trail of the insects stop when you spread out with pop. Flying, crawling, insects are falling when you spread out with pop. Nothing comes close to pop. Pop, the Caribbean brand. Pop, the #1 brand. Pop, the baddest in the land. Nothing comes close to pop. When the root bugs get in your way, pull out your pop and give them a spray. When you want insects to stop, nothing comes close to pop. Pop, the Caribbean brand.
Have you heard the exciting news from Makana Ferry Service? Here goes! We've reinstated subsidized rates for 2024. So now you can travel to Sabre, Statia with a reduced return rate, and we introduce special same-day rates. Wait! There's more! You've asked for day trip to St. Martin? Well, now it's a reality! Yes, on the weekends. Also, with the introductory special same-day rates, giving you savings and affordable transportation options, where you save every time. And hear this, our new schedule now includes Anguilla. Go to www.makanaferryservice.com or call our local agents. Ship it for less at 869-466-1151 extension 2 or 662-3961. You can email makana@shipitforless.com. TVCChannel.com. So now you know. Enjoy the sun, sand, and unforgettable celebrations this summer with Makana Ferry Service and the gift of connection.
Buster, hold it up, need the thirst quencher in my cup. If you have one, hold it up and say, must the brother colors in my life. Refreshing and nice, and I drink that what we like. Must stand you full of vibes, living full color. And I'm black and white, we do what we like. We live to enjoy life. Buster, hold it up, different flavor. Load it up. If you have one, hold it up and say, must the brother colors in my life.
Back, and I'm looking at the Facebook wall right now, and someone, Dave Livingstone, said, Azard, what score will you give your party representative in Parliament? Oh, interested. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's representing the people of constituency number 5. Here we have Wisdom Faith that says, what is this guy Mac talking about? He's grading this government on things they intend to do in the future. Brother, you grade people on the things they've done or they have achieved. Mac, you are too easy on this government. They had all the answers when they were in opposition, and now in government, they can't get nothing done. Mac, 6 over 10 is ridiculous. I was generous in giving them 2. This other person said, they haven't done the key things and they get a passing grade. This only make them think that they are doing exceptionally well and no need to work on the important aspects of governance like transparency, integrity in government, crime fighting, etc. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Some other person said, but that's what you did, Mac. And someone says he believe in what he wants. He is also choosing his words. Okay. Yes. There's another one. Oh, so this says this government is all talk. They remind of a phone company in the USA. You can't grade a government on just talk, Mac. They have talked enough in opposition. It's time for them to start working for the people. We need to see things that they have done. That's a Facebook. Oh, that's yes, Facebook wall again. Wonder if everybody's on the YouTube. You know, but okay, let's welcome the callers.
Go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good. Let me turn the radio down. Good morning.
Yes.
I'm here listening for the past 25 minutes.
Yes.
With this back and forth with the grading thing.
Yes.
This is radical culture. And I am impartial to anybody. I don't watch no face.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong, I tell you you're wrong. If you want to vex, or you got vex in me freezer too, I could take them out.
Mm-hmm.
When you're right, I tell you you're right. Now, I'm going to rate them 3.
Okay.
Number 1, they tell a lot of lies. They fly on plane too much. And the next one is a lot of pictures they take.
So what do you consider to be lies, sir?
Yeah, what
the
are
promises.
the promises?
Oh, the promises.
You mean the unfulfilled promises, you mean?
Unfulfilled.
Okay.
Right. If you don't make promises, if you don't know why it's there, you ain't gonna tell people that you're gonna give them $1,000 unless you're sure you check already and you know the money in there, so you could say that you're gonna give them $1,000. So there's where the lies, and that is all they're doing in here, just telling lies and traveling on plane and taking pictures.
But
and
some
breaking ground here and everywhere they're breaking ground and nothing going up in the air. How could anybody rate them more than one with real good things that they done for the country? Nothing.
Mr. McMahon
but you
said
know,
that
sometimes you get promised monies, even by our parents, right? And we don't get it at the time that we're promised because of unforeseen circumstances, right? So what if it comes through at another time? One day still have hold up the end of the bargain, but you just couldn't get it at this time because of all the things they said they had to do?
You know what I consider promises to be?
A comfort.
Non-existence.
Okay. Okay.
Whenever I see what you want to promise me, then I will say, okay, thanks. But don't tell me you're going to give me something. No, I have been fooled too many times with this word promise.
Okay, got you.
So I try to keep fast. That is a bounce, what you call like a bounce check.
Okay, got you.
Imagine you got a check with big figures and you in the line standing up. We only to find when you reach up there, they look at you in your face and tell you, no, this is bounce. You shame. Even though you're not responsible for waiting the check.
Let me say this too. Anyone, we want persons to call in. I mean, this is the second anniversary of the Labour administration's term in office, second anniversary since the election 2022. If there are persons out there who can talk about the good things that they have done over the 2 years, we invite you to call in. We don't want it to seem like it's just all, bashing. So if there are persons out there who can talk about the wonderful things that they have done over the 2 years, we invite you to call in and give us these information. Give us this information.
No, but you remember 600 houses were supposed to build in such and such a time,
Yes. How many have been built so far?
I understand it's only 2 things went up in the air, don't have their houses.
You say only 2 things went up in the air? Oh boy, you funny. You said only 2 things went up in the air.
You made it 2 model homes?
The only purpose I saw with pigeon and gundo landing on the roof.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh boy.
Yes. So we had thank you so much for your contribution.
Okay.
So
Let
again,
somebody else come in. Let me move out the way.
No problem.
Thank you.
So if there are persons out there who can speak about the wonderful things that our government has done, we invite you to speak about those things. And of course, continue with the grading scheme. And I think that there were some comments on the YouTube page. Okay. Also, Kortensia, you did grade them here on the YouTube page.
Yeah, somebody asked, so I said a 5.
So you said a 5.
Yeah, but I keep out. Just to be fair.
Yeah, so let me see how it's going. He said, Kortensia, what's your score? And he said, somebody said a 1 out of a 10 for somebody gave them a 1 out of 10. They said they're not impressed.
But somebody says here, waiting for Azard to run for office and see how he does so we can give him a grade. Jamster, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't like to fail.
So Azard, boy, when your hot seat turn come, you better be getting more than Mr. McMahon 6.
But if it's Mr. McMahon grading,
you better be getting
let
more
me tell you, if it's Mr. McMahon's grading,
he don't grade you high.
I should be getting 9.5.
No, you won't get a caller, go ahead. You're live on Island T. Good morning.
Just a reminder, Jamster, you were supposed to play the second half of that commentary because I think Dwyer's overall commentary gives a nice balance.
Yeah, but Mr. Mahan, I understand that, but right now the discussion is going a certain way, so we could always put that in for tomorrow,
Okay, no, but what I'm saying is it's balanced. So you were asking for people to call in to give, the good parts of it.
I still have
that commentary is a good summary. You get the good and the bad.
Okay, but yeah, when we could do that there for another time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to get someone to.
Yes.
Okay.
So Jamster, what you said your score was?
Say less.
When you said say less, you said say less, do more.
No, meaning just say less. Meaning I'm not gonna give a score because
Kortensia gave us score.
people get in their feelings when I say what I think. So
okay,
There's room for improvement. I'm a fair teacher.
Caller, go right ahead.
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
I called to express
Yes.
my concern about the way you harangued your caller, who
Which
happened
one?
to express an opinion by giving a rating of 6
Okay.
for the performance of the administration.
Yes.
You spent over 10 minutes questioning his motive, his methodology, everything else.
Okay.
It was extremely disrespectful.
Okay.
And then you demonstrated, you, Mr. Gumbs, I be specific, demonstrated your own unwillingness to be honest. When someone challenged you, give a rating to your party's representative in Parliament, and you avoided answering the question by telling us, oh, well, he represents his constituency. I just think it's rather unfair. And as I said, it's disrespectful of your callers that you should question their opinions. I'm sure if Mr. McMahon had said he gave them a 2, you would not have spent 3 minutes questioning why they only deserve a 2.
But Mr. Warner, did you listen to the caller who gave a 3? Didn't I ask the same questions why he gave them a 3?
You did not spend 12 minutes
But the caller
questioning the person.
No, but the caller really said less than Mr. McMahon. You understand?
Because you allowed Mr. McMahon to continue. It is one of the awfulness of listening to this program each morning that callers such as Mr. McMahon, Miss Henry, go on and on and on. I know the excuse I'm going to get is that when no one is calling, we are not calling because other people are going on, and when we call, we get a busy signal.
Okay, before you go there, Mr.
It is
before Mr. Warner, just hold on there. Yes. Even when I'm not here, Mr. McMahon stays a long time. So it's not necessarily me. I just want to make that one point.
It's
Also,
Mr. McMahon's fault that he stays on.
Also,
he's controlling the switchboard.
and that is
determines
also
how long
not
Mr.
me.
McMahon stays on.
Okay. So let me say this too. Mr. McMahon presented a lot of information, and I merely questioned it because I wanted to understand. That's all. The caller who gave a 3, he was clear as why he gave a 3. Mr. McMahon gave a 6. And so Mr. McMahon gave us 6 based on some of the things that I thought were potential, some things that's not actually happening. You understand? And so I questioned it, and we had a discussion. I'm sorry if that discussion did not go well in your eyes. That's your opinion, and I respect your opinion, okay?
For me, I'm speaking more broadly on the methodology of, and I'm not here to tell you to win your program, but I'm here to tell you as a consumer of the program, as a listener to the program, it is painful to listen when it becomes, rather than the, whatever the name of the program is, it becomes the McMahon, Henry, and a couple other names morning conversation.
Okay.
That's one of the challenges. But before I go, I would love to hear you respond to the person who asked you to give a rating to your party's representative in Parliament.
He's gone?
Yes.
No, okay.
He's right there. He's waiting. Remember,
he's waiting.
He clearly asked.
He's literally waiting.
Yeah, he's waiting for the response.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not leaving just yet.
I mean, he attends the Parliament, doesn't he, Mr. Warner?
He attends the Parliament. He's not a number. What is your rating, sir?
Well, based on his performance, what he has been doing, I'll give him a passing grade.
You did not ask Mr. McMahon or the call for passing grades. I want a number, Mr. Gumbs.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'll give him a passing grade.
Mr. Warner getting the lawyer answer.
Demonstrating your inconsistency. There's one set of measures it's okay for you to use the term passing grade. You had the debate with Ms. McMahon. Is a passing grade 40% on the UE standards? Is a passing grade 60%? Etc. Is a passing grade 50%? But you don't have the courage.
It's not a lack of. It's not a lack of courage. Let me say this. I asked Jamster, and
nobody's gonna call their food tasteless. Mr. Warner.
I said, ask him to call their food tasteless. I'm asking to give us our listeners.
I'm just saying.
Listen. Right? I asked persons.
Said I'm giving a passing grade or failing grade.
Uh-huh.
He would have questioned me further and asked
to find out what the grade was, right?
I'm all asking him is to be consistent.
Okay.
Give us a number of the grade out of 10 that he gives his party's representative in Parliament.
Okay, so let me say this here, Mr. Warner, before you even go, because I have asked a question to a number of persons to give this government a score to 1 to 10. I even asked Jamster, and Jamster said, he says, say less. I asked Jamster, is that a score? Jamster said he's not going to give a score because people are always in their feelings.
Jamster's very vocal, so everybody
you understand?
should know Jamster's score.
And so I respected Jamster's answer in saying less. And so it's not that I go to everybody, and if they don't want to give a number, I say, well, you haven't given a number, and you should give a number. Persons are able to say. So Jamster, is say less a passing score or not?
Mr. Gumbs,
yes.
I'm going to belabor the point. You have chosen to give a number to your rating of the performance of the current administration. I am merely asking you to respond to the person who was on, I guess, the Facebook chat, asking you to give a number to the rating you give to your party's representative in Parliament. That's all I'm asking. I'm not concerned about anymore about Mr. McMahon and Mr. Hamster. I'm asking you, what number would you put next to the box of the rating of your party's representative in Parliament?
Well, for example, so let me say this.
I wasn't asking for a sentence, I was asking for a word.
A passing grade. I will give him a very satisfactory performance. He goes there, he represents the people, he speaks on their behalf. As a member of the opposition, he's doing what any other member of the opposition would do. I mean, when it comes to government officials have a greater responsibility. You understand? They have a greater portfolio. And so based on what he has to work with, I think he's doing a fair job in that.
Mr. Gumbs, with that answer, I can tell you have a great future as a politician when it comes to oratory, but when it comes to being direct and straightforward, your outlook is rather dim.
And you continue to question me. The same thing that you said that I did to Mr. Mahmoud, you did the same, but I don't mind it. You understand? That is how it goes. So I don't mind it at all. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Warner. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Don't you think a fair job is an adequate response, Jamster?
No.
A fair job?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I say no.
You say no? The person who refuses.
Everybody asks for a number.
You should dare to be direct sometimes.
Jamster,
not sometimes. Most
I
times.
ask you for a number on this government, and you say less. I thought we
but
were
we know. I think I
nine
could
times
average
out of 10.
Jamster's score.
9 times out of 10.
But I won't say.
I will say. I'll give it straight. But
yeah.
I haven't had any breakfast, so I don't
Jamster, I'm looking at you.
I don't want to savage them too much.
Jamster has a, what you call it? A
I
career
savage
becoming a lawyer.
I savage everyone enough as it is already, so I don't want to. Everyone gets savage. Tim, your people.
I'm getting another.
Church Street.
I'm getting another comment that says, "I give the government a 2 for efforts made by the Attorney General in presenting some legislation. They have not delivered the same smart houses they promised. The Bassett High School and the Bratcham Museum projects appear to have been halted with no explanation or account for the millions that were spent. Violent crime is through the roof, and there is no sense that the PM and or the government on a whole are taking their duty to address it seriously. There is nothing happening in the country to generate revenue. Everyone feeling the hardship, and again, there is no sense that the government cares or is able to do anything to assist. 2 years on, the PM still wants to blame Dr. Harris and Team Unity for whatever wrong is happening in the country. This other person, I think another comment came in to me. I don't know the number, but it came in. So he says, one should understand that in opposition, one has no ability to do anything other than talk. So that's not the same in any way to rate a member of the opposition. Okay. Yeah, I do say that, the role of the opposition and being an MP on the opposition benches is different to being a government MP, whereby you have a greater mandate. The people elected you, the people elected the persons on the opposition too, but they form on the opposition. They don't have the same resources as the members in government. They don't go to the cabinet. They don't run with policy and control the policy making and in that aspect. So it's different. I think he's doing a fairly good job. There's always room for improvement. He's doing what basically he's supposed to do.
Here's an interesting comment. First one, you got to be balanced. That's the other thing. Azard, you're very biased. As a host, you're very unfair. Your party representative score is a 2. But I like this comment. Azard, if people were happy with the performance of the government, you wouldn't have to tell them to call. That should show you that the people are not impressed with the poor performance of this government.
I did tell them to call because, again, as you read the first
No,
one,
I don't think they're attacking per se. I think they're
the
just
first
saying,
call saying that the person saying that I'm biased. So that's why I really encourage persons to call in. If there are good things about the government that the government is doing, I really encourage persons to call in and talk about the good that has been done over the last 2 years.
No. I'm accustomed to seeing pretzel pundits every day. I see people on news shows.
Yeah.
You ask them a direct question about something, some political hot topic, and people dodge and twist and twirl and twist themselves into pretzels. So he did make a good point. You could come on. I understand. Yeah, I understand. It's maybe a little ticklish, but you could be a little more direct.
Yes. Let me ask a question. Have you guys been following since let's go into the US now. For just a short.
We only have 1 minute.
Yes, just a short thing. What you thought about the pick for the VP?
After I heard him speak, a solid. I give him a forward for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why was he particularly chosen, though?
Well, I think she chose well. He's engaging, folksy. He has charisma, and he's a forceful personality without overpowering her. It's a very interesting balance where he's not a 2D person, but at the same time, he doesn't give I really should be president and you should be VP vibes. He gives let's do this together vibes.
Yeah, he doesn't have the energy in the sense to overshadow hers.
Yeah.
He compliments her.
And without seeming like he's in the background.
Have you ever wondered though why they pick how they pick? Because I'm looking at race here, right? And no, I'm not racist. I have my issues with all the races. But do you ever wonder? Do you ever see how it picks? There's always a Caucasian and
because they have
a black,
to keep,
and then or if it's a white and a Caucasian, and
remember it's a majority white country, so they have to keep.
So you keep balance with the races. That's what.
They have to keep the white people
and
as soon as they not white.
And as soon as
the pink people,
Caucasian,
and then
palm-colored people,
and
then have to keep them. Happy.
This is the first. Well, not the first female who has ran for president, but America has never had a female president, so it's still a glass ceiling to be broken.
We're gonna have one though.
It will break. And
this year.
And so my thoughts immediately when she became the head of the ticket is, well, it would be a guy, because I don't think
a white guy too.
Yeah, I really Because
I saw someone make a black activist guy made a disingenuous comment. Or
yeah,
you notice she hasn't picked a black guy. You guys are really meaning like black people are really stupid. And I thought like that's really uncalled for, because under the circumstances, that was a disingenuous criticism to me.
And I thought it's also when person said, oh, she married someone who's white. I mean, love knows no color, at the end of the day. The race you marry doesn't really she can't be one of us because she, I mean, how many persons who are white and marry someone black, how many times do you say to that person who's white, oh, you can't be white because you marry someone black? I mean, at the end of the day, love doesn't see color.
And they certainly got the energy back into the campaign.
Yeah, it really has kicked off. I must say, it really has really inspired persons to come out and vote. When it was President Biden,
nothing happens between now and
former President Trump, the energy wasn't really there. It was more persons were like, okay, based on the optics and what you're seeing from the media, more person was like, okay, we have to make a decision. But
before we go, we have to give Joe Biden his props. He's for his selflessness, something that Trump doesn't know anything about,
and never probably will.
But the MAGA supporters are going to come for both of you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Gregory will be at the end of the list.
There are a lot of there are quite a bit of MAGA supporters. I saw some persons in a photo. I think Obi had it out with 2 MAGA supporters in Nevis.
Esmond will come for me too.
Oh boy, Esmond gonna get you when he comes next Wednesday.
Okay, guys, we gotta shut it down.
All right, it was a great day, guys.
Yes,
see you guys tomorrow. Same time tomorrow.
So Burl is joining us tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be good. Yes,
I hope he remembers. No, because he didn't comment this morning. So
Burl probably took some extra time to.
Maybe he went Brimson Hill or something. I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, but I chuckle because it's how you say, he's supposed to come in tomorrow, and then you hit the line.
Yeah.
If he remembers.
Yeah, because he didn't comment at all.
He was supposed to come in today.
No, tomorrow.
No, tomorrow.
Yeah, but he commented yesterday, not today. So
that's what we're saying.
Maybe he's out on a catamaran somewhere.
He's there enjoying all that he can enjoy today because he's gonna be here in the radio tomorrow.
He's gonna deal with us tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys. We had a really nice discussion this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Both of you likewise.
We
Thank
will.
you.